This is the battle of the genders. And this battle has existed since Genesis. Where did the battle start? Allow me to show you something. Go to Genesis 3, and we're going to look at verse number 16, where the battle of the genders began. Are you learning anything? Are you glad you came? We'd rather choose some bones today. In Genesis 3, verse 16. Now, this is God speaking to the woman after the fall. I regret to tell you, the scripture we are reading is God speaking a curse. He spoke a curse to the serpent, to the woman, and then to the man. Listen to the curse spoken to the woman. To the woman he said, I will greatly increase your pains in childbearing. With pain you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. Let me repeat that. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. Your desire means what? It means everything. You change your name to his name. You change your people to his people. You live where he goes. You do what he demands you to do. You can't do any work you want. You can't go home when you want. You can't eat what you want. You can't wear what you want. You can't go to holiday where you want. All your desires must align. And then it says, he will rule over you. Now, I want to explain something fundamental here. Because, let's face it, in the 241-year history of the United States, since independence in 1776, there has not been one woman president. A lot of churches to date cannot ordain a woman to be a pastor. The Catholic Church, the Southern Baptist Church, except its affiliates, and many others. Now, God says he shall rule over you. Now, a lot of women have accepted this without realizing you are accepting a curse. God never intended men to rule over you. God intended men to lead, and there's a difference. Follow me closely. God created the male body first before the female body. Why? For leadership. When you go first in a place, you know the place better than others. For those of you who are immigrants, allow me, with all due respect, to use that example, please. Hopefully it doesn't offend anyone. If you are the first one to arrive in Georgia, by default, your friends, your family, you guide them on how to navigate through Georgia and America because you came here first. It doesn't mean you're more intelligent. Please. You know, there are some people who abuse others and take advantage of new arrivals. It doesn't mean they are more foolish. It only means you have leadership. You can show them where the morals are. Why? You came here first. Are you with me? That's what is called leadership. Leadership is not telling people what to do. It's showing them what to do. It's coaching, it's mentoring, it's saying, hey, I have gone through this track before. You don't have to do it. It's the same thing between parents and kids. It doesn't mean you're more intelligent than your child. You arrived on this planet before them. Some of them might be brighter than you. It's just a fact. But you arrived here 30 years earlier. So you now tell them, hey girl, when you talk with men, I have been there before. Don't try this route. Does that make sense? So what I'm saying is this. God brought Adam the male first for leadership, but not ruling. What's the difference? Ruling means you have no right. Ruling means he gives orders and commands. It's dictatorial. And this was a word spoken by God after the fall. It was a curse. What you need to realize as a lady is that when Jesus died, the curse was lifted. Because salvation came to your household. No man should rule over you. Your husband should give directions and leadership. What's the difference? I want us to look at the scriptures, the difference. The difference means he should only lead you as unto the Lord. And I want us to read two scriptures in Ephesians and in Colossians. I can give you many. I'll just give you two. The Bible shows clearly two conditions for leadership. For a man leading a woman, two conditions. Number one, you should only submit to him as unto the Lord. Meaning, if he deviates from God's ways, you have no business following him. Number two, you should not sit down to be coerced to submit. You should never be lectured to submit. You submit to what? Not to him. No. You submit to love. You see, we confuse it. Love precedes submission. Submission is a response to his love. That's why Scripture says, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved his wife, Ecclesia, the church. So the church responds to the love of Christ. The church responds to the love of Christ. That's the submission. So that submission is tied to one thing, to his love. His love must precede your submission.